Whenever I see water on or even near a stairway, the first thing I think of is a safety hazard. Water around rock, wood, I don't care what it is. If it sits long enough, it's not just going to create problems with the structural part of the stairway. It can also create a slippery surface. We've got to find out where the water is coming from, and then we need to figure out a way to stop it. Now, the first thing we would want to look at is there anything obvious? Is there anything that sticks out? Now, on the other side of this wall is a bunch of dirt. This is a large retaining wall. And this part of the stairway would actually be at the lower end of the retaining wall. Where's the water going to sit? That's right, it's going to sit at the bottom of something, especially a retaining wall. And if it doesn't have any drains or a place to drain off to, you don't have any drainage pipes behind the bottom of the retaining wall, you're going to have even more problems, because the water is going to sit for even longer looking for places to eke out of. And something like this could be a problem. So if you're dealing with a situation exactly like this, where you have a stairway and a retaining wall, don't discount the retaining wall as a source of water. Now, with that said, we can go to what I would think the real problem is, even though I did not take a picture of it, and I should have. I was more concerned about this water puddle than, of course, the original problem. My guess is that the roof directly above actually drains down on top of the stairway here, which would provide you with a steady supply of water. Now, of course, all you would need to do is look up to see where the water was coming from, if it was actually coming from the roof or a broken gutter downspout. Whatever it is, whenever you have a situation where you have water on a stairway, this needs to be fixed as soon as possible. Now, you're probably wondering, what's the big deal? You got a little water at the bottom of the stairway. Who cares? Well, like I said earlier, water can create a slippery surface. If you have like moss, mold, some type of a mildew, gooey texture growing in the water here, it's going to create a problem. Now, if you have a stairway that is designed correctly, all of the water should drain off of the stairway. However, if it isn't, and you got a situation where it's an older home, and I'm talking 30 to 60 years old, and the stairs are leaning to one side, or you've got an erosion problem, then you are going to have stairs that are not going to be draining the water out correctly, and of course they would need to be repaired or replaced, or you would need to get rid of the original source of the water. Find out where the water's coming from and try to stop it if it's possible. If you have a large retaining wall and it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to fix this thing, maybe you could figure out another way to either stop the water from draining onto the stairway, or figure out a way to slope the stairs a little bit, or fill the areas in that are pooling up and creating the problem, and then get this water draining into a different direction. So again, something like this, it is possible that you could chip down some of the stairway and then refill it with some type of a cement-based material and slope it just a little bit to where the water will drain off of the stairway, and it will not sit there for long periods of time, creating a safety hazard. So again, something to think about. Water stairways, no, this is not a good thing. Over time, if you let something like this go, realistically, I would find it hard to imagine that someone wouldn't slip and fall within a year. And again, that might seem like a long period, but over 10 years you could have 10 accidents. That is not going to be a good thing.